Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope my last video was helpful for some people out there with an ileostomy or ostomy and during pregnancy. I'm just going to update you on what's been going on. So today is Monday the 22nd of July. I'm currently 38 weeks and 4 days. Last week on Friday I had my 38-week scan, which was supposed to determine whether the baby's still growing quite a lot. So on the growth chart, this is where baby is at now, just over the big line. So the plan was, if baby was over the line, they were going to induce me. So I spoke to the consultant and he gave me 3 options. He said, one, I could either leave it, let baby come naturally, not interfere at all. But obviously the only issue with that, it then heightens my risks of needing a C-section if baby's still growing quite a lot, because obviously I've still got about 2 weeks to grow. The second option, he said, we can book you a bed, we can induce you straight away, and hopefully we can bring labour on and baby can come early. But the only issue, again, he said that there's a lot of drugs involved, so it means a lot of risks, and obviously it could end up in a C-section, which I've said in previous videos that we're trying to avoid having a C-section because it can actually be quite risky with having an ileostomy. So we've ruled all that out. So the last option was to have a cervical sweep. Now, I didn't really know much about it. I wouldn't say I'm quite clued up on it still now, but they just said that they disturb the cervix and the membrane, and you then pass like jelly and probably a bit of discharge and blood, and hopefully that like disturbs the baby a little bit, and then you release hormones which could then put you into labour. So he was more happy for me to take the third option because it was the most natural, there was no drugs involved, because all the doctors do was insert a finger and see if they could break it. So I just said that's probably the best thing for me to do then, it's better than nothing. He said the chances of it working could be quite small. If it doesn't work, then I can have another one. So with only a few minutes to decide what to do, I said I'll have the sweep and we'll see how we go on. So I had the sweep and I quickly got undressed, got on a couch, and he started pushing on the top of my tummy, and obviously he inserted a finger, and I wasn't expecting it to be as painful as it was. I mean, it was really painful. The midwife who I had with me, she was really nice. She said, you know, expect to see some blood and discomfort. You may start getting some tightening as well. But obviously the main things to look out for is really heavily bleeding and no movement with the baby. So after they'd done that, I felt a bit uncomfortable, a bit sore, and I was keeping my fingers crossed that something was going to work. They said that if it weren't going to work, they're going to book me in next week, which would be this Friday. So I've got an appointment this Friday if it doesn't work, so they can do a second sweep. And then on my due date, if baby still hasn't arrived, I then have to have another scan. That's just to obviously still see if things are okay, and whether to see if baby's still growing quite a lot. So on my chart, they've estimated around just over £8, so it's still putting £0.5 on a week. It's not like massive, but I think they're just wary that, you know, I've still got time, I could like be overdue, so that could cause a few issues as well, and obviously there's more growing time. So I think they're just being more precaution than anything. If nothing happens throughout the week, I have my second sweep on Friday afternoon. I'm not looking forward to it because now I know how painful it is. But then again, I'm just hoping that something will work, because if that doesn't help again, I'll probably have to be induced, which I don't mind. It's just the thought of it not being natural because I'm having to have drugs, and I really don't want to have a C-section. I think it's also the fact that they say it's quite risky for me to have it, but it's also for my partner as well. I don't want him to miss out on witnessing a nice natural birth and what it's all about, instead of being rushed into theatre. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that everything will be okay. apart from that, baby's healthy. You know, there's nothing wrong with baby. Baby's heartbeat is fine. Obviously, it's growing really well, so that's good. So I saw my midwife today, and obviously went through everything with her. She was really happy. Baby's heartbeat is still really good. Over the weekend, I said to her that I lost my mucus plug yesterday, which is a bit disgusting. I can't really remember having this with my daughter, but what it is it's literally like part of the membrane, I think, just comes away, and I literally was just getting ready to go in a bath, and like this jelly just came out, and I was like, ew. So that's pretty gross, but in my head it was like, oh, there's progressions. It's, you know, it's, even though it's 48 hours later, you know, things are still happening. So still nothing today, even though I lost it yesterday. I've been getting some pains, really low pains, not movement pains, so I'm not quite sure what that is, but nothing to really warrant to think that I'm actually going into labour. So I obviously told the midwife today all the things that have been happening. So I lost my plug yesterday, I had a nice hot bath, hoping that would like bring things on. I even started expressing, so I'm expressing my colostrum still. I don't know if I'd mentioned in my last video that the midwife said that I wouldn't be able to express quite a lot. I'm roughly doing about 5 to 7 mil a day, and I've noticed yesterday's expressing came out a lot quicker. So I'm hoping that's also a sign that things are nearing as well. I'm just filling as many syringes as I can, so I can get all the benefits for the baby. So the midwife was happy with everything. The plan of action now is for me to just carry on during the week, which is supposed to be a heat wave here in East Anglia. I'm not quite sure what temperature is so far. I think it's like 27 Celsius, and it is ridiculous. I'm really struggling today, and that's why I'm sitting. I'm now sitting in my extension. I've got my patio doors open. It's just so hot, and I think it doesn't help that because I've got quite big as well, I'm running out of clothes to fit me, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have many clothes left to wear during the last bit of my pregnancy. Many different symptoms I'm experiencing at the moment. The main thing is the swelling that I'm getting. I don't fit into many of my shoes at the moment, so that's really difficult. My hands are really swelling, like I feel like I have really fat fingers compared to normal, so like I can't wear my watch that I normally wear. But the issue I'm having because of the swelling, it's causing me to have carpal tunnel. So what it is I get a lot of numbness in my hands, especially my right one. So it goes really numb. My wrists hurt, and it's almost like a shooting pain going all the way down my arm. And when you're trying to do this, it's so painful, and you're trying to shake it off, and it is horrible. I've seen to get it worse in my right hand than my left. The last couple of weeks I have been getting up all throughout the night and just running my hands under the cold water to try and relieve it a little bit, but because it's so painful, I just give up trying to go to sleep. So I end up staying up for a little while, hoping that it will go. I can't, apart from running it under cold water, I can't find many things to relieve the pain. Obviously it will go after pregnancy because all the swelling will go. The other thing is I still get a little bit of heartburn. That's the only other symptom I'm really getting. They're the main things. Obviously I'm getting a lot of pressure down below, so when I'm walking I'm doing the typical waddle. My feet are obviously really sore. My back hasn't been as bad as what it has been in like my first and second trimester, so that's sort of solved itself, and I'm just sweating really bad because of this weather. I really do struggle to sleep and get comfortable, and I think because my bump is so big I just cannot get comfortable, and when I roll over from one side to the other, it's like a massive mission just to move. And my partner's like really struggling to sleep because he can hear me huffing and puffing throughout the night. And obviously I'm getting up nearly every 1 to 2 hours to go to the toilet. So apart from that, it's the carpal tunnel that's been the new symptom for me. Everything else has been pretty much the same. It's almost just a wait and watch now. I thought I'd just update you on what's been going on. So on Thursday I'll be 39 weeks. I will keep you posted if I can. If baby comes, then my next video will be what my labour was like. Please, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. When I was looking online when I first found out I was pregnant, I didn't see a lot of videos with ladies with ostomies and how their pregnancies were. So it's nice to sort of speak to someone if you're going through the same thing, that I can just advise you on a couple of things and just tell you how it's been for me. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask, and I will keep you updated on my next video. Bye.